Inflation is still out there as the little wolf in the woods. And what are your thoughts on inflation just not seeming to go away? And are your clients around Colorado concerned about that? Do they ever bring that up in the chats with you?
They do. And, I bring it up as well because does it affect our retirement? Absolutely. And is it something that we need to plan for? We sure do. So yes, I keep an eye on inflation for sure.
A lot of analysts say, Barb, we are not out of the woods when it comes to the economy as we're into the second half of the year and election year. How seriously do we want to take some of these economic predictions we're hearing?
And that's a great question, Ralph. And it's probably on the minds of many people. The economic forecasting is complex and even experts can't predict the future with certainty. However, being aware of the warning signs, it allows us to be proactive in our financial planning. And I will say that Gary Schilling, a financial analyst, and he's known for accurately predicting the 2007-2008 recession. He's cautioning that he sees some early signs of potential trouble like slower wage gains and increased quits and rising service inflation. But Ralph, while analysts can provide valuable insights that are based on data and trends, the future is inherently uncertain. So the question is, what should our listeners do? Well, I think it's a good time to revisit their retirement plans and ensure that their portfolios are diversified and can withstand economic turbulence. And most importantly, don't panic. Be prepared. In this way, you'll better handle whatever the future holds.
You mentioned some of the things that Gary Schilling was looking at. What are some of the economic indicators that you're watching right now?
Well, as a financial advisor, whose focus is on retirement planning, I keep a close eye on several key economic indicators, such as the unemployment rate. This tells us about the health of the job market. A rising unemployment rate, it could indicate economic weakness, while a falling rate suggests strength. Another indicator is the GDP. It measures the total value of goods and services that are produced in the economy, and it gives a lot of insight into our overall economic growth. Inflation, that measures the rate at which prices for goods and services are rising. And that really is important for retirees because it affects the purchasing power of their savings. Then we have consumer confidence. That's also an indicator that reflects how optimistic consumers are about the economy. And high consumer confidence typically leads to increased spending, which can stimulate economic growth. And also, Ralph, interest rates. Changes in interest rates can influence borrowing costs, investment decisions, and overall economic activity. So by keeping an eye on these indicators, we can gauge the overall health of the economy and make informed decisions to help our clients retire financially fit.
Barb, yes, we've got that cardinal rule. The markets do not like uncertainty. They don't like what's been brewing in the world situation. However, we are seeing we had a rise of about 300 or 400 points in the market. So we are seeing some quarterly reports coming out. If the companies involved, some of the big traders are hitting their projections, the market does like that. And what are you hearing from your clients around Colorado and people that you meet with, Barb, about what they're worried about right now?
Well, from my conversations with clients and others, it does seem like there are a few common themes. And one of the top concerns is retirement security. People want to know if they're on track to retire comfortably, especially given the uncertainties in the economy. And another significant worry is rising costs of living, particularly in areas like health and long-term care. And a lot of folks are feeling the pinch of inflation and are concerned about how it might affect their budgets and their savings, and market volatility and how it could impact their investment portfolios. And people are wondering if they should make changes to their investments or if they should stay the course despite the ups and downs. And of course, there's always a level of anxiety about the unexpected expenses or the emergencies that are derailing or at least could derail their financial plan. So overall, Ralph, the key takeaway is that people want reassurance and guidance on how to navigate these uncertain times. And they're just unsure about maybe their path when it comes to retirement. And that's what we're here for.
Great. Barb, I mentioned the market being up 300 points. For people, Barb, who are working, they're getting down to it, they're getting close to retirement. How do you talk to them about all this craziness happening right now, helping make sure they're prepared if they might be forced into an early retirement? They didn't see that coming.
Yeah, and I think that's an important question, especially for those that are nearing retirement. When we're discussing early retirement preparation, I really focus on a few key strategies to really make sure that they're financially prepared. I encourage them to build and maintain that emergency fund. That can help take the pressure off of those surprises. And I encourage them to review their expenses and really look at areas where maybe they could potentially cut back on their lifestyle. And I think it's just a good exercise to make sure we don't have money that is just going out for things that really I think we talked about subscription costs and things like that too. It's just there's ways that we can cut back on costs. And I want them to also take a good look at their retirement savings accounts, like those 401ks and those IRAs. And if we need to adjust maybe their investment strategies. I think a big concern is if it does happen sooner than what they were expecting, how are we covering ourselves for healthcare until they hit that Medicare age? And, when should they take Social Security? So a lot of things that are involved, especially if we are forced into an early retirement. And if something like that happens, I really encourage our listeners to reach out so we can help you through that process.